Here's the problem that I see in these men's spaces is that men have not evolved in terms of adaptation to the modern world that we live in. In 1950s or 20s or the 1800s, whatever, altruistic masculinity does not work well in the modern world. You see, what happens is we've had 60 years of this attack on masculinity, and we live in a gynocentric environment. Obviously, it's corporate-sponsored feminism, government empowerment, has more to do with women spending money in shopping. Period. It's the fuel capitalism. That's just the way it is. And the quicker men understand that, we stop talking about these things of the past, traditionalism and all that stuff. It's gone. They have reprogrammed women into being these debt consumers spending money because that's what fuels capitalism. So if you try to operate on the old system, you're just going to become a sacrificial animal, a battery. You're going to be held to traditional, because remember, men have not evolved. In our mind and in our, lizard brain or whatever else, men are still thinking like the past, provider, provision, all this stuff. Not that men should not do that. Not that men should change our nature in terms of that. We just have to adapt and maybe do some changes in terms of how we view the world, and understanding that today in 2025, your purpose and you as a man has to be the number one priority based on the changing times. Women are programmed to be what they are. You have to adapt. So my message is adaptation. Not about changing for women, changing to fit into the environment. We're not going back to the past. Now what we see now is this attempt to milk men. You see the positive masculinity movement in terms of masculinity as it benefits everybody else other than that man. That man now becomes a sacrificial animal. Because everything they talk about with you, is about them. What benefits them, what's best for them. I have no problem motivating young men. You challenge them in a way that is masculine and where they feel the spirit of competition or whatever. If I told a bunch of guys, look at my car, I built my race car better than yours. What can you do? You let the old head outperform you? I take them down to the basketball court. Trust me, they're competitive. It's just a matter of what they're measuring themselves against is a gynocentric environment with a modern female, with a modern mindset mentality, and they're forced into this traditional mindset of thinking that they're inadequate because they're not performing to the expectations that are just created in a world of delusion for women. Women have not gotten any better. In fact, I would say since birth control and sexual liberation, no disrespect, it's not all women that are like that. Many of them have gotten worse. So you're probably getting lesser than what your grandfathers and great-grandfathers are getting. And if you think you're going to live in harmony in these households with these women that are indoctrinated feminists, good luck. You're signing up for a world of torture. So you have to adapt and adjust. Maybe look at relationships as a business. There has to be better contracts. Can't get married unless you got better marriage laws. If marriage laws are not based upon the modern times that we live in, that woman is no longer here en masse. So you're dealing with the unicorns and the 5% women. So without any changes to the marriage laws, you can forget about it. So at the end of the day, you can't have a 1950s mentality in a modern world. So you have to adapt. You have to adjust. Because women are not going to change. I don't care who wins the election. Trump, Biden, Harris, or whatever else. You're not going to change 70, 60, 70, 80, 100 years of feminist indoctrination. And this is a problem globally. Then social media was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now you've taken delusion and put it on steroids. So I said before, the dating relationship, marketing relationship, it's not men versus women. It's men versus crazy and delusional. Because what you keep people crazy and delusional and keep them spending. It's about spending money. It's really not about you, other than the fact that they need you to fix things and they need you to fund women's life so women can spend. That fuels the economy. That keeps the 2% rich. It's just the way it is. What I'm telling men is take that same money that you would be altruistically spending on everybody else, use that money to create financial freedom, early retirement, live a good quality life, enjoy women in your pathway. If you find a unicorn, great. If you want to start a family, great. But you have to be the number one priority. You can't live in the 50s. You're going to come out here and get cooked because you're looking at women and expecting your mothers and your grandmothers and women of the past. Now you're crazy. Or you're getting into a situation where you're coming into a relationship where you're nothing more than an ATM or walking wallet. The truth of the matter is, dating in a relationship, in most regard, unless you're that woman's select preference or the man that she wants, it's becoming prostitution. It really is. It's a monetized dating relationship market globally. Don't think you can go certain places and feel any different, because what happens, the internet itself has changed the way things are. The rules of engagement is different. So you walk around here as a altruist, which is what you've been programmed to do, because that's what they're doing now with this new positive masculinity movement, where they're talking about you and you're a sacrifice. They're using like Aragon from Lord of the Rings. Everything about you is always in a sacrificial, disposable manner. And that's how they see your masculinity. You battery. You're like a Duracell battery or something. Used you up and then throw you in the trash. At the end of the day, you have to take charge of your own life, live life on your own terms, and make smart decisions in the world that we live in right now. So salute to you guys. I'm out. Peace.